Hi friends, my name is Jennifer. I live on a 37-acre farm near the coast of South Carolina with my husband and 3 daughters. We love living out God's plan for us here on the farm. We enjoy raising our own meat and gardening. I enjoy the simpler things in life like canning, preserving food, dehydrating, and would love to bring y'all along with me on that journey. Cooking is my passion, and I hope that y'all will learn something along the way.
Good morning, friends. I'm back with y'all today as promised, and we're going to talk a little bit about beef tallow moisturizer. I know that in the last video I had briefly mentioned that we could take the beef suet that we rendered down together and we could turn that into soap or moisturizer or use it for cooking or baking. And so today I'm going to show y'all how we're going to turn that into a moisturizer for your skin that you can replace all of your store-bought or commercial moisturizers with. The benefit to beef tallow moisturizer is that if you use high quality beef suet, render it down, or high quality beef fat for that matter, and organic oil to add into your moisturizer mix, then you essentially have a toxin-free moisturizer. And as we all know, our skin is the biggest organ in our body, so we need to be careful about what we're putting into our body, onto our body. And I tell my girls all the time, if I wouldn't eat it, I'm not going to put it on my skin. And that's not something I've always had the liberty of saying. I was definitely one of those people who loved Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret perfume, all the things, and all the lotions, all the scents, all the scented body wash. And it wasn't until I really started on restoring my health in the past year and a half that I realized how bad those things really are for you. You know, people had always told me, oh, they're full of toxins, they're full of chemicals, and I knew that. I was aware of that, but I didn't really understand or want to understand necessarily the impact that it was having on my body, and how something as simple as a moisturizer that I'm using on my hands or my face, or the perfume that I'm spraying on before I head out the door, could be pushing me that much further into toxic overload. And your body is designed, God designed our bodies to detox itself, to heal itself. But if we're pouring chemicals into it, pouring chemicals onto it, eventually it's going to get tired, it's going to get sluggish, it's going to get overworked, and then we're kind of in a mess. And that's where I found myself, partly my own fault and a lot of it not my fault. But anyways, this is a great alternative to those commercial moisturizers that you run out and spend $20, $30 on. Yes, it takes a little bit of time to do this, but in the long run, you're gonna have a much higher quality product that's not only nourishing for your skin, but it's also toxin free, and you can feel safe about putting it on your body. I know a lot of people tend to think, well, you know, your skin is protection, and it is a protection to some degree, but your skin, like I said, is the largest organ in your body. It is the biggest entryway into your body. So a good rule of thumb, like I said, if you won't eat it, don't put it on your skin. So with that being said, we're gonna jump into making this beef tallow moisturizer. There are a lot of places that you can buy this, you can order this. A lot of small businesses make this. I would say if you're going to purchase beef tallow moisturizer, find a small business, find somebody who is making this, selling it at the local farmer's market, somebody who's making this at home and selling it before you run out or jump on Amazon or somewhere like that and order it. Try to support the smaller people who are spending their time and their money to give you a quality product. So this is the beef tallow that we rendered down from the beef suet a few days ago, and I hope most of y'all watched that video. If you didn't, you can go back and watch that later on. But we're going to take 2 cups of this. And this is going to make quite a big batch of beef tallow moisturizer, but there's 5 of us in the household, and I'm sure I'll end up giving some of it out to friends. This makes great gifts for, you know, to add in to a gift or just to give right by itself. Great little gift for Christmas or a birthday, or somebody you really just don't know what to give them. You know, beef tallow moisturizer, you can't go wrong. So we're gonna add our 2 cups of beef tallow into this stainless steel bowl. This not the primary reason I'm using the stainless steel bowl, but one of the reasons I'm using the stainless steel bowl today is because we need to create a double boiler on our stove. I don't have a double boiler. I just have always used a pot and a stainless steel bowl. So that's what we're gonna do today. And it's one less thing I have to have in my kitchen that I don't always need to use. So into the stainless steel bowl, like I said, we're gonna put 2 cups of our beef tallow. Okay. So that's done. Put the lid back on that. Now, for every cup of rendered beef fat or beef tallow, you're gonna put 1/4 of a cup of liquid oil. It needs to be organic. It needs to be a clean product. You can use extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, organic coconut oil. You could use jojoba oil. You could infuse your own oils if you wanted to do rose hip infused oil. You could do anything you can think of as long as it's organic oil. So that would primarily be avocado, coconut, jojoba. I know I'm missing some. Stay away from your seed oils. We covered that in the last video. The last thing you would want to do is put seed oils into this. You would be completely, it would be completely counterproductive to what you're trying to do. Stick to something organic, something clean. So today, because I have coconut oil in abundance, that's what we're going to use. We're going to use, because this is a double recipe, we're going to use 1/2 cup of rendered organic liquid coconut oil. This has been cold pressed. I have this in a big 5-gallon container. So what I do is I divvy it up into these 1/2-gallon mason jars. Makes it easier for me to store on the shelf and a lot easier for me to handle in the long run. And I'm actually going to go a little bit less than 1/2 cup because I am going to add a little bit of certified organic jojoba oil and a little bit of rose hip seed oil, and I'm probably just gonna put like a dropper or 2 of this in. So we did 2 droppers of the jojoba oil, and I'll just do, doesn't want to work. I'll just do a whole dropper full of the rose hip oil. Both of these are certified organic. I bought these off of Amazon, and I can link these in the description below, but they are organic, USD certified organic, and it's a company called Kate Blanc. I'm not sponsored by anybody. This is just what I found. It was the most cost effective, had the best reviews, so this is what I went with. And it is, like I said, certified organic. So right now, all we have in this bowl is 2 cups of our rendered beef tallow, 1/2 cup, little less than 1/2 cup of organic coconut oil, and then jojoba oil and rose hip seed oil to bring that liquid oil up to 1/2 cup. So you can see that this is kind of like a slurry, but what we're gonna do is we are going to take this bowl, we're gonna go over to the stove, and we're gonna put it on top of our pot. I have a pot of water on the stove, just a little bit of water in the bottom of it simmering. We're gonna set the stainless steel bowl on it, create a double boiler, and we're going to let this melt down. So let us go over to the stove and do that. Okay, so we brought this over to the stove, and as you can see, I just have a pot, stainless steel pot. and stainless steel bowl. I probably got about 2 or 3 inches of oil, not oil, don't put oil in the bottom of it, water in the bottom of this pot. It's on like medium high, and we're just gonna let this melt down. We don't want this like super hot, we don't want it boiling, we don't want it piping hot, we just want it melted. And that should just take just a few minutes to melt down. And then once this is melted down, we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so it's been about 2 hours since we popped this beef tallow moisturizer mix into the refrigerator, and we're waiting on it to get soft set, and I think we've reached that stage. And now we're going to use an immersion blender, and we are going to blend it up. And my daughter has elected to do the whipping of the tallow. So come on, we'll let her whip up the beef moisturizer. Get in there.
Just do it like this?
Yeah. This did not whip up as thick as I would like it to, so what I'm going to do is pop this back into the refrigerator and check it again in about 30 minutes, and then re-whip it. I think I probably just didn't let it sit in the refrigerator as long as it should have, but you can see how the texture changed. It's just not as thick, and it's creamy, it's just not thick. So we'll be back. Okay, so we ended up sticking this actually in the freezer for about 15-20 minutes, and it has thickened up some. So we're gonna try whipping it again with the immersion blender. We're gonna also add about 15 or 20 drops of lemon oil, lemon essential oil, excuse me. Beef tallow moisturizer does have a slight hint of beef smell. It dissipates after you put it on your skin, but you can initially smell just the slightest hint of, as my daughter calls it, hamburger. But it does dissipate once it's on the skin and just exposed to the air. But to counteract that, we're going to add the lemon essential oil, because let's just be real about it, she's not going to use it if it smells like a hamburger. So anyways, we're going to whip this up real fast and see what kind of consistency we can get. Okay, so as you can see, it is very creamy, and it whipped up pretty nicely, and we put a lemon essential oil in it, like I said, and it smells pretty good. You can smell a little bit of beef scent, but like I said, that does dissipate after it's been on the skin and exposed to the air. So what we'll do is we'll just put this in a jar, and we will stick it in the bathroom, put it, in a tiny jar, stick it in our purse, whatever, and use it in place of commercial moisturizer. What was I gonna say? This does not have stabilizer in it like commercial products do. So depending on the temperature of the room or where you leave it, it may separate, and that's okay. You can just mix it back together and continue using it as normal. But yeah, so this is beef tallow moisturizer, and it's going to replace our current lotion and moisturizer. My daughter's giving me a funny look. But anyways, if y'all have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll see y'all on the next video. Thanks.